Hey everyone, how's it going? This is everyone's favorite draconic saber wolf on the internet, and we're looking at everyone's least favorite person on the internet, Phil Burnell, aka Darkside Phil. Today it's going to be again, he's coping about his Halloween fundraiser. So the big thing is, oh guys, actually my Halloween fundraiser did great. And how everyone envies him and all that good stuff. And then also apparently a whale asked him to stop streaming on Kick, which he may as well at this point because he gets like $50. But I'll let Phil describe that. Shout out to Snort Purnell for clipping these and making Phil actually palatable. Let's go.
It used to be. You guys are supporting me so well all the time that it's not a big deal to get insane goals and rallied support when I'm doing a marathon. Like, for example, on Friday, did regulars come by and support? Yes, they did. But did they all come by and support? No.
Okay, so we already are starting off with a banger here. Not all of his regulars supported. This man's been doing, I think, a marathon a month now. And it's, again, if you listen to my previous videos, he's been going down in support every single time. In the first one, he was like, I need to make $3,000 to prove that I am actually a good streamer. He made 2K, but to be fair, it was a lot of sock accounts of OIC. It was like one guy dropped 1,000, another guy dropped a couple like 100 and stuff like that. I think what we're seeing here is a lot of whale fatigue because he's now down to $600, and from the looks of it, I think only one or two of OIC's socks donated. There's also the theory that because he did it on October 31st, a lot of his sycophants might be on disability, so they didn't get their checks yet. But yeah, this is Phil saying, nah, guys, I get supported so much, even though I'm making less than I did pre ARC, that I don't have to beg constantly.
I need more money.
Some regulars were missing, and that's okay because they're coming by during my regular streams to support my content anyway. So why do I care if they showed up for the marathon if I'm already well supported on the streams? I don't. There was a time.
There was a time. Lucky Number 11 is a great movie if anyone hasn't watched that. Bruce Willis. Very good. But, and Siri makes a point, or at all with the shutdown, I'm actually curious to see how well Phil Burnell is going to do with his goals in the next coming, days, weeks. If, that is true that his whales and whatnot are supported by benefits, and with the government shut down right now, they're not getting them, or they're going to be way delayed or something like that. If we're going to see the same level of support from his sycophants, so we'll have to see. Yes, truly great movie. Lucky Number 11, great movie. Highly recommend.
When things weren't so good. And those marathons were like key things for me and my business that please let this marathon go well with support so that I can, make ends meet and maybe we could hit this goal and do something special. But it's not like that anymore. Now I just give you a marathon every month, regardless of the fact if we hit goals or not. We just do one anyway.
So, and this is a massive cope. Massive cope. He's saying right now, guys, I just give you a marathon just because I'm happy. I think this might have been the first marathon or second marathon where he didn't have like a goal to do it. Phil, you think that you're going to get these huge amounts of money every time you do a marathon because you spend all your time complaining, bitching about food or drinks, or you do fire sales that aren't fire sales of alcohol, and then you just like, guys, it's just an excuse for you to beg for 12 hours. At least now you're not saying it's well, now you are saying it's a reward. It's not a goal-oriented reward, but you're, oh, guys, I'm so benevolent. Here's me playing video games for the whole day in a row instead of in two chunks with a break. But I also expect you to give me $600, or it's an insane cope because he's not doing well with those marathons. Every marathon he does is less and less and less money. I think his sycophants are being milked dry.
Okay. And It's different. It just is. It's different. But the thing is,
Yeah.
don't tell that to my detractors because they don't
Please stop doing that. That is so weird, and you're not good at it, and you look like a psychopath.
understand it. They're stupid. And to them, they look at a marathon like Friday, and they'll actually say something this dumb. Ready? They'll say, Phil only made over $600 on his marathon on Friday. What a win for us. Well, first off, you have to understand how stupid they are for saying that, because guess what? I didn't just make $600. I made $600 of live stream support. I made KCIP income for people watching me on Kick. I made ad revenue for people watching me on YouTube. And all the videos also give me residuals.
Okay. So he's already debunked himself on a lot of this. The ad revenue and his residuals is bullshit. He gets maybe a couple thousand views on each video. I would say, I'm not a big YouTube ad revenue guy, but like maybe couple $100 on YouTube, maybe. Same for his KCIP, which is Kick Partner Support. Maybe a couple, like, okay, great, you made, and for one day, maybe 20, I would say like $50. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have like those kind of revenue numbers, but the point is, and what I'm really going to hammer home here, if this is true and you are really super successful, why are you begging so much? And Zero says, why do my regulars have my money in their wallets? I'm so successful, but also broke until they donate the money to me. Exactly. He's like Schrodinger's beggar, you know. Oh, I'm fine, guys. I'm actually totally fine. Oh, wait, I need money. So I'm going to beg and beg and beg and beg. You could see, like, we didn't see all of the marathon when we did Snort Burnell's version of it, but I kind of checked in every once in a while just to see how it was going. He was getting flustered. He was getting angry. We saw a little bit of that, like, leak through with the mortuary assistant and stuff like that. But it's clear that he wants to get that 3K rush. Like, he wants that $3,000. This time he's going to get it, but he's making less. And it's, oh, I made $600. That's normally good. It is. It really is. I'm not saying $600 is not a lot of money. But when it comes to like your streaming, it's going down and down and down. I wouldn't be surprised, because I guarantee this fucker is going to do a Thanksgiving marathon if he doesn't get $400, unless he rallies his whales. But I doubt it, especially if things keep going the way they're going. I don't know if he's going to, like, every time he's getting less money, and he's doing like these marathon fundraisers every single time. So this whole like, oh, my detractors, they said that I made only 600. How stupid are they? Well, we know that that's all going to go to Gin, DoorDash, and Hogan polls. So that really doesn't concern me. The fact is, you are a business in decline
for that marathon.
And I depend on ad revenue from YouTube to keep food on the table, to pay the bill.
Oh, Poofy Hoodie brings up a great point too, and a lot of that money came from YouTube. His Kick support is non-fucking existent right now, and that's where the money's made. Here, where you get $4.95 a sub, and I think Kick, well, you get all the Kick, but Kicks are cheaper than bits. I don't know what the thing is, but yeah, he's getting all this stuff from YouTube. YouTube takes 30% of subs and super chats. I think it's 30% across the board. So he's losing even more money because it's only his sycophants on YouTube that are donating to him. Kick doesn't give a shit anymore. Zern says, Phil's Thanksgiving, the turkey won't be the only dry thing. Hey-oh. Poor cat.
You know what I mean?
So even though you may think he only made 600, well, that was 600 of crowdfunding support that day, but there was actually a lot more that was made behind the scenes that no one will know about.
Okay. So like 650. Also, what a fucking cope. Guys, I actually made a ton more money, and no one's going to know how much though. It's like $50, man. We see your fucking viewer numbers. I don't know why you're trying to fool anyone. You suck.
Okay. But in addition, you have to take a look at the week streams. I'm doing really good. The day before, For Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I hit 3 goals. Earlier in the week, I was hitting multiple goals for multiple streams. Now, admittedly, there was a couple streams that were on the slower side as well, but overall, I'm doing way better than I had been previous. So it's just hilarious because I think what it is people are in this mentality that when Phil does a marathon, people.
By the way, the whole like Mortal Kombat one was Jack Raxer coming back after a very long hiatus and sucking his dick because he was playing a fighting game. Jack Raxer, if you're fucking out there, there are plenty of other like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or whatever game. Like, find literally anyone else to put your $25 tithe to. Please, I beg you.
Will have to absolutely show up and rally thousands of dollars of support, and if not, the marathon's a failure.
You wanted $3,000 in support. You got butthurt when it was only 2. So you are holding in some serious like anger on this one.
Couldn't be further from the truth. It used to be the marathon was my desperate attempt to raise funds. Now the marathon is literally just a celebration of success. I'm already doing well, so let's just have a good time together. I'll dress up in a silly costume. We'll play the horror games you guys want to see me play. It doesn't matter how much I...
Which you rage quit 2 of them and really, really sucked at 2 others. So good job with that.
Actually raise during the marathon because I'm already doing good. But
Keep
that's
going.
something that detractors won't get through their heads because they have to spin the narrative that I'm always failing, I'm always losing, I'm always broke.
It's like I had put myself into this bubble.
Phil, if you're watching this, which I'm not big enough yet that I'm probably in your detractor sphere of radar, but if you are a failure. But it's not because of the money you bring in. You are a failure for how you bring that money in because you're a begging bum who pressures their audience to give beyond their means and often until it hurts. You are a failure in that you take that money and instead of doing it for home repairs, putting towards debt, putting towards retirement, putting towards savings, putting towards a trip, you buy gin, DoorDash, and Hogan's. You are a failure because your content sucks, and the second you get off the internet, no one is ever going to care about you ever again. So, it seemed like you were confused about why detractors think that way. So there's a little update for you. I'm glad I could help.
I don't know. You guys don't understand.
So it says, well, it's not positive, it's a neutral. At best, yeah.
I literally live in a bubble.
They have no fucking clue what they're talking about because they're all genuinely jealous. They wish they were me.
I would rather die than be you, in all honesty. If I had to do what you did, I would throw myself headfirst into a wood chipper. Because that your life is terrible, and I do not want it. I like my own life. This what I got right here. It's nice. It's you. You can keep that. All that is yours. You can just, yeah. But I don't think I'm jealous of your particular life, my good man, my good bitch.
They're pissed that I'm still successful, despite the fact that now it's been, over half a year since the Kino Casino stuff. I'm well removed from those jokers, and I'm still doing great.
Which you're well removed by talking about them literally every single day. But yes, you're not thinking about them anymore. I can tell.
In fact, it was hilarious because the other day someone came on the stream and was starting to freak out. They were like, you never had any success until Kino Casino. You never, just regular streams weren't doing well. You weren't hitting your goals. And I'm like, so it's almost.
Oh my God, that was a voice. That was an impression. But like Phil, I'm going to sit you down again. This is going to be a very sit down episode. You were successful in the giving of money. You were making probably somewhere around 100 to 120,000 a year. In all honesty, you should be retired. You should have gotten your bag. You should be a millionaire, in all honesty, if you had actually, like, not been the dumbest ass person on the freaking planet. You probably could have made out crazy good. The fact that you are still begging day to day, stream to stream, for any money you can shows that you are, in fact, a failure. Okay. Hopefully he got it this time. Let's keep going.
Almost like I engineered an event where I would collaborate with people who were going to be my detractors, and I knew it. I worked over their audience. I got exposed to a wider audience in a positive light for the first time in many years. I gained extra support for myself, which is all I ever wanted. With that extra support, I then was able to upgrade my setup. And then as soon as I didn't need them anymore, because I knew they were toxic douchebags who were going to fucking ruin everything for everyone, I cut the cord.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack on that previous statement. This is going to be a very commentary heavy episode, which they all are. But so here's the thing, Phil. I was there in your pre-Kino Casino arc days where you were begging for $50. $50. Now, granted, it was just $50 in tips. So in reality, you're actually probably doing worse now than you were before, because you were just doing 50 in tips, but you were also getting your memberships. You're also getting super chats, stuff like that. You didn't count towards the goal. Now you count everything to the goal because you don't want your detractors to win because you are a loser. But when you say, like, oh, I snaked the Kino Casino, I robbed the Kino Casino, my man, anyone who watched that series of events knows that you were such a freaking ball washer for the Kino Casino that right up until they decided they were done with you, you were defending them. Like, even when it was being obnoxiously clear that they wanted nothing to do with you anymore. You even continue to defend them after the Steve Cambion interview, and that was a fucking ambush. That was a claymore of fucking disrespect and embarrassment right in your fucking face, and you came out of it picking out the pellets and like, nah, guys, I'm sure, like, that was nothing. You got fooled, and not only did you get fooled, but then you went on the King Snake rant, which lost you pretty much every other whale you had, other than like the 2 or 3 you have now. You used to have like 6 or 7. Now this man has 2, maybe 3, possibly 4, and a couple money creatures. But he used, like, all that goodwill, like, oh, I got exposed to a greater audience. It was an audience that hates you. Like, look at your kick. If you don't believe me, just check your kick. Well, how much you making there? Whose like territory is that? That's their territory. They put you into that territory, and now you make basically nothing. I don't see this as a win. And oh yeah, you upgrade your setup to look even stupider than before, and now your computers are burning out, your cords are just everywhere apparently, and all your shit's failing at once. So good job. Way to do that. You probably put it all on credit cards too. Sorry, that was a very long-winded explanation, but he said a lot of stupid things in a very short amount of time. So we had to go through it.
I dumped them, and I flushed them like a dirty fucking turd, and now I'm doing well for myself, far removed from their toxic bullshit. It's almost like I robbed the casino just like I said I did.
Now we're back to... So this always changes with the weather. He robbed the casino. He was a victim of the casino. He was some, 3 or 4 other things. Again, anyone who watched that arc... And by the way, now, as I mentioned before, the Kino Casino makes thousands of dollars shitting on Phil with the detractor sphere. Thousands. If anything, Phil put them in a better position than anything Phil could have gotten from them, because Kino Casino got the detractor sphere, and there are plenty of people who hate Phil who now donate to the Kino Casino because of this. So who robbed who? Not that it matters, because none of your detractors actually give you any fucking money. But this whole, like, I robbed them, I'm the best, like, it's just a insane ego stroke. He may as well be stroking his fucking hair at the same time. that this man, whom we are now watching, pulled a big-brained 7D chess move and made himself the fool at the same time while he did it. Good job. Good job, Phil. You made yourself look like an idiot. You got humiliated time and time and time again. You alienated your audience with the King Snake thing. You now have your mortal enemies making mad bank off you. And you are in a worse position than you were before because you were making he was making thousands of dollars with the whole King of Casino arc. And then he left, and now he makes his $150 a day. And
I'm winning.
You're
not
the only one. You're literally the only person who's delusional.
And you can't cope. So you seethe and you're angry. Oh.
This is definitely a man who is winning. Can you tell? Are you winning, son? I can't tell. Like, hear that voice crack. Let's go back. Let's do an instant replay of that fucking voice crack.
And you can't cope.
You can't cope. I can't cope. Like, even he doesn't believe it. Even his voice is like, Phil. His brain's like, Phil, come on, man. You gotta stop. Hit the abort button, but his mouth can't stop it. His ego's in the control right now.
So you seethe and you're angry. Oh, you see, his marathon didn't do well, but it did. Sure, I didn't raise $5,000, but all my other streams are doing great. That stream did good. Dude, I raised 4 goals of support in one stream and then some. How can you say that it's bad unless you're actually stuck in the head and you actually believe anything because you just can't cope with the fact that I'm smarter than you and I fucking fooled your ass for 7 months.
It's delusion.
Again, he's talking to the King of Casino at this point, but I'm just gonna say again that for Phil, I can honestly say without too much of a shadow of a doubt, I am objectively smarter than you. And I am willing to prove it at any point, at any time. But that being said, he's not seething at the detractor sphere at this point. It's the King of Casino because, again, they're winning. He's not. And he is the one who's trying to cope by saying, nah, guys, it's actually the other way around.
Delusion. It's actual egotistical delusion.
And now I'm good. And you're in the same miserable fucking spot you've always been, sitting there angry at the world that Dark Side Phil is successful, and you're not. So,
this is a grown-ass adult. A grown-ass adult just did like, I don't even know what to say about that part. Other than the fact that he's been seething for the last 15 minutes saying that he's winning. If you have to say you're winning, you're not. So, I don't know what to tell you there, Phil. Like, you gotta move on. Even though we know you'll never move on, he will continue to seethe about the casino until he is dead. And probably in his next life.
To all of my actual positive viewers,
all
to those
5
who
of them.
support me through thick and thin, thank you so very, very much. This has been an absolutely amazing year, and let's keep it going. Let's keep that level of success going.
Why? You're doing well.
He legit thinks he's God's gift to the world. Like that
Thank
guy
you, Sir Purnell.
is like, I can't imagine how he holds his ego in his head. How his head hasn't exploded.
I love how most things that Phil
thinks.
has said can be applied.
Remember, everyone, for a $20 contribution today, whether that be a super chat or a tip or 4 subs or 2,000 kicks, you can name a Pokemon and we'll bring that Pokemon into my party for the rest of today's stream.
Whoa.
So guaranteed at least another hour and a half.
What a deal. For an hour, you get to see the name of your Pokemon in this thing. Someone get me my fucking wallet, man. I gotta get in on this, like, right now. A Pokemon that I've named and it's in his thing. Notice how he said for, like, the rest of the day. So it's not even going to be, like, a permanent thing.
For 2 hours where they would be in the party if you contribute to today's stream. So please consider it. And thanks to those who do. We're already at $116 of support, so we only have 34 to go to hit our goal for today. It would be great if we can get some support for Pokemon, and thank you guys for chilling with me here today this afternoon. He hates everyone around him. All he cares about is personal gain and money.
It's an honest question. You ever thought about leaving Kick altogether?
Oh, before we get into that, I just want to say, right now what you are experiencing also, I wanted to point this out, is what I call the humble Phil. This is now it's like, because he has to cope and say, no, he's doing well. Now he's like, oh, I'm kind of gonna be nice and like thank my audience so that people don't think I'm a total piece of shit, even though we do. Humble Phil ends the second he doesn't hit goals. Then we get Angie Phil. Angie Phil is Phil most of the time. But whenever he finishes a marathon and he has to pretend that he did well, he goes into humble Phil, where it's like, oh, thank you so much, everyone. I am so appreciative of everything that you give me and stuff like that. Even though the very next day, sometimes the very same stream, I'm going to berate you for doing something that I do not like. So we're in humble Phil arc right now.
The Kino Peanut Gallery trolls poison the experience for true fans. Spamming pennies and moral support messages isn't fair to you, in my opinion. I'll take Pikachu, by the way. All right, so first of all, in regards to your question, PFC, indeed you're correct. I would argue
PFC Deer in Headlights is no IC sock, by
that
the way.
at least, if not more, of 50% of the viewers that I actually have on Kick are trolls. But when
I would say make it 90, but you know, you do you.
say that, I don't mean like full on 100% toxic trolls. There's a lot of people who watch and kind of razz and do stuff like that. There are some toxic trolls, don't get me wrong, all right? But it's not everybody. And I don't really mind an audience of those who are kind of like being, you know, I don't know, how would you call it? Like, they're not necessarily hate watchers, but they're there to kind of, you know what I'm saying, right? There's a difference between someone who absolutely hates me and is going to make 700 fucking sock accounts and spam toxic stuff about my family members and stuff in the chat versus someone who's just there and making a couple jokes here or there and laughing at the stream.
Okay, he is talking about trolls versus LARPers. LARPers in his Kick chat are people that pretend to glaze him, saying, oh, you're the best. Oh, that was such a good move, big brain move, stuff like that. They are lying to you, but also are just doing it for the lulz. And they also don't donate you any money. So, you know, there's that. I have seen so many of those names appear in like other detractor videos of like people who are detracting against him. It's yeah, you are being glazed, my man. You are being set up, and that way they can put out troll bait, which you will devour every time, and they can laugh and, you know, poke fun at your existence.
Or whatever. I don't really care about that. Okay? Now, the truth is,
Oh, money, 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 money. Money. No, I want money.
on Kick, it actually has helped me a lot. What do I mean by that? It's been a pretty good source of revenue. As you saw this morning, we got what, like 12 subs or something. That's a good amount of support. Overall, there's KCIP. KCIP is people actually watching, and I earn money for their viewership. Is it a ton every stream? No, but some streams, like on Friday for the Halloween stream, I made a good amount via KCIP. So overall, the Kick stream has helped. Okay, now I get it. The Kick stream is kind of trolling and toxic a lot of the time. But at the same time, there are people on there who are legit as well, people who come by and support. So it's worth it.
So again, this is Humble Phil. We are at Humble Phil. Remember, if you go back even 2 or 3 of my videos, he withheld moral support messages because they weren't donating enough. Yeah, that sounds like, oh, I'm all right with this. No, as soon as he doesn't get money from Kick, it's going to dry up, and eventually he's just not going to stream on Kick anymore. But he does make KCIP. He does make money off the LARPers who watch him. He does get the occasional thing. ICS donates through Kick, and, he's fucking crazy. Hey, Night, how's it going? Yeah, Phil is pretty toxic. Phil is very toxic. Right now, he's, again, in his Humble Phil arc, but feed me, Seymour. But like, he needs to really just let Kick go. In all honesty, it's all trolls, it's all LARPers, but as long as it makes him more than $10, he is going to stay on there. So
It's all about the money.
If at any point, trust me, if I was getting nothing out of the Kick streaming or whatever, you would know I would drop it. I would. But I think it's worth it. And by the way, it's cool to have two different audiences. I really feel like the YouTube audience is the core audience of positive people who really like my stuff, while the Kick audience is more of kind of a, almost like, how can I say, like an outsider's perspective on me, like someone who doesn't watch all my stuff and like it, but they come in to watch and here's what they say, or, you know, it's actually kind of, I don't know, enlightening in a lot of ways to see people who aren't necessarily huge fans, but
Phil hates the Kick chat, by the way. Let's again, we're in humble Phil, but like, how many times he said that he seethes against the Kick chat. He hates the trolls. He hates like everything else. And he's fucking just, oh, you know, it's all right because, you know, there's a couple. No, Phil, any other time, this man will writhe and just seethe at the Kick chat or ignore it. Usually he just ignores it unless, you know, someone gives him money, which is usually ICS suck. Knight says, are we in the same YouTube that Places Toxic is where? Don't forget, though, this is DSP's YouTube, which he has a stranglehold on tighter than most authoritarian regimes on various countries. This man has so carefully curated his YouTube to the point that if you say anything, his Jannies will immediately just bam, you're gone. Like if you see Alex from Phoenix is the biggest like ball washing sycophant that DSP has, and if you say anything that's not like super positive Phil, you're gone. Now sometimes there's no like moderators in his chat at all, then you can get away with some stuff, but like YouTube is his little playground. It's his little comfort bubble where he gets to do and say and whatever he wants, and everyone's like, "You're such the best, Phil. You're so good. You know, here's all my money." You know, but most of them don't have money, so it's kind of funny in that regard. But yeah, he hates Kick because he can't control as well
what
as
they have to say about the content. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's that bad. I think a lot of people they think it is, but I don't really see it as that bad. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some times when it is, but for the most part, we've been able to rein them in and made it be a positive stream. So I'm good with it. I really am. I'm good with it. I'm not too worried about it. Okay.
All that matters is more money. All right, but thank you guys. Tonight I'll be back between 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It will be Mario. Wow. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection Day 2. We're going to finish Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Then we're going to see what you want next. Do you want me to try other fighting games? Do you want me to try Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero? Like, I'm down.
Do you want me to get something that's going to make sure Jack Raxer comes and ties his usual $25?
For whatever. I hope you'll come back tonight for that. It should be fun. Okay? Everyone, thank you. Enjoy the break. See you tonight for Mortal Kombat. If not, tomorrow it is Silk Song, Endgame, and American Truck Simulator.
God, Phil, no one cares.
Yes, it is me. I am down from the rafters.
Well, I want to try
Which he's
again,
admitted.
right? Like, no lie. It's that dopamine feel. You get addicted to it. Like, you know what? I want to pull again. Because I want to try. I got some good characters that first time. The second time I didn't. But now maybe I'll recover from that. Let me try again. And then you try again. You see what I'm saying? And then you're done. Next thing you know, you just spent thousands of dollars for what?
Okay, so yeah, the video's pretty much done. Zurin says, we love Lord Phil and wish him great fortune. Let's all pay our taxes. Oh, Phil, do not ban me. I'm but a humble peasant. You know, it is really just, you know, he wants people to just praise him. He really does want to be a king. And he is a king of the beggars. He is the beggar king. His whole legacy is that he managed to milk money out of the people who really shouldn't have been donating. So good job. Way to seal yourself in the history books as one of the world's biggest scumbags. But, what can we do? If you're a dent of Phil's and you're here, stop giving him money. It's funny. Just do it. Watch it. It's funny. Especially if you're a troll. If you're a troll of Phil's and you're giving him money, stop doing that. That's stupid. Just let him seethe, But it's never going to happen. There's always going to be someone who either wants to support this man for some reason, or his detractors will, and his trolls will give him money. So this will never end. We will be doing this in 20 years if, I decide I want to. So, yay. But if you like what you saw, make sure you make like a werewolf and like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, everyone. See ya.